Hello there, Ninjago fans. Now, Ninjago is full of plot points, strange stories, and things that just don't make much sense. It is a kids' show, after all. Not that that is an excuse that immediately makes, I suppose, questionable stories and plots okay, but you have to be at least a little more lenient because of it, I would say. Today, though, we are taking a look at something that has been coming up within the Ninjago community, I suppose, more and more frequently as of late, at least from what I've personally been coming across on platforms such as Twitter. And to break it down for you, this is something that is coming straight out of my personal favourite season, Skybound. Right then, where shall we actually begin? Alright then, so some of you may be able to immediately tell where all of this is going as I begin with this in just one moment, but I will go ahead and of course explain it all anyway. So essentially, the logic here. In Skybound, we were led to believe that Nadakan's Sword of Souls that he was gifted through his father, Khan, well, we were led to believe at the very start that it was operated by Nadakan having to trick the ninja into essentially wishing their lives away after making some really bad wishes after Nadakan had twisted your words around, right? That was like the whole way he did things throughout the season. He made people wish it all away. And in doing that, their souls would be transferred into the Sword of Souls, or at the very beginning, even the Teapot of Tyran. Now, this made a lot of sense, and was very cool to watch play out throughout Season 6, Skybound. After all, this was one of the biggest concepts and aspects from this season. But, with this being said, this logic changed, and was confused in episode 9 of the season, when Captain Soto went ahead and actually revealed that there is a simpler way to get trapped into the Sword of Souls. So, what is that way? Well, you can be struck down by the sword. This is, of course, how Jay entered into the ethereal realm within the sword and rescued the ninja, Wu and Misako. But, this is strange, as it begs the question of, well, if it was this simple all along throughout the entirety of Skybound, well, why didn't Nadakan just do this all along? And that way, things would have been a lot smoother and a whole lot less troublesome for him. Now, there are a few reasons for this, and I'm going to get the obvious ones out of the way here. First, for the sake of the video, the season would be shorter if Nadakan went this route. Of course, that is quite obvious. Another reasoning is, I doubt the writers really thought this through, leaving us with a very, very questionable piece of logic, etc., etc. I could go on all day, bad writing, you name it. However, I do have a reasoning that might sound silly in all honesty, and like I'm completely coping here, but just hear me out for one moment. My idea is that if Nadakan were to simply strike them down, like manually I guess, they'd be able to escape more easily. This would theoretically explain how Jay was struck down with the sword, was able to stay awake inside of said sword, and even mustered up enough energy to rescue himself and the entire ninja team. Perhaps, just perhaps, wishing yourself away means that it's essentially impossible to go ahead and actually escape. But when you're simply struck down, like Jay was, you don't have quite as many limitations as you would as if you were actually, well, you got in there by wishing it all away is what I'm trying to get at here. Again though, maybe it is silly, maybe it sounds like I'm completely coping, but this is quite seriously the only somewhat solid explanation I can come up with regards to all of this. So hopefully this has done a fairly good job of at least, I suppose, fixing some of your own doubts when it comes to this season, and I suppose maybe even like implementing this into your headcanon can be a very good idea, because I guess this does honestly make a fair bit of sense. But at the end of the day, if we're being fully realistic, the real reason for all of this is simply bad writing, in my opinion. It just makes sense. Things like this do tend to slip through the cracks, especially in Ninjago. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's definitely to be expected. But with all of this being said and done though, guys, I do turn it over to all of you. Now that I'm done talking, I absolutely encourage all of you to go ahead and leave any of your own personal thoughts and opinions on all of this down below in that comment section. I would love to hear your own thoughts regarding all of this. As usual though, guys, if you did end up enjoying this one here, please do go ahead and leave a like on it. Subscribe to the Overlord X YouTube channel for more. And while you guys are down there, go ahead and hit the notification bell so that you can keep up to date on all things Ninjago here on the channel. And with all of this being said, guys, I will catch you all very soon for a new video. So see you all soon. Goodbye, everybody.